Hi, my name is Rafa and today me and my team are going to talk about water pollution. So first, water is one of the most abundant substances around the world, such as oxygen and aluminium. Sadly, water is being contaminated by humanity for generations. So today, me and my team will show you what types of water you can contaminate and what you affect. So let's get into it. So now we need to define what water pollution is. So water pollution can be defined as the contamination of any stretch of water, like a river or ocean. Now, there's only two types of water pollution. There's the organic and the inorganic. The organic pollution consists of microorganisms or bacteria that are generated by animals, vegetable and excrement waste. On the other side, we have the chemical pollution that is caused by throwing into the water many kinds of chemicals like pesticides, heavy metals, and acids. They can be used by normal people or industries. So now we're going to talk about the types of water that can be contaminated. First, we have the groundwater. This happens when rain falls and seeps deep in the earth, filling the cracks and porous space of an aquifer. An aquifer is basically an underground storehouse of water. Then, the water becomes groundwater. This is one of the least visible but most important natural resources. Nearly 40% of the world relies on groundwater pumped to the earth's surface for drinking water. You can see how important it is by seeing the cases of departed towns. This happens because they don't have the availability to get fresh and bottled water. Like us, we have Ciel and Bonafont and things like that, but they don't have it, so they have to pump the water so they can find drinkable and fresh water.
Surface water. Covering about 70% of the earth, surface water is what fills our oceans, lakes, rivers, and all of those other blue bits on the world map. Surface water from freshwater sources accounts for more than 60% of the water delivered to American homes. But a significant pool of that water is in apparel. According to the most recent surveys of national water quality from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, nearly half of the U.S. rivers and streams and more than 1/3 of our lakes are polluted and cannot be used for swimming, fishing, and drinking. Nutrient pollution, which includes nitrates and phosphates, is the leading type of contamination in these freshwater sources. While plants and animals need these nutrients to grow, they have become a major pollutant due to farm waste and fertilizer runoff. Municipal and industrial waste discharges contribute their fair share of toxins as well. There's also all the random junk that all industry and individuals dump directly into the waterways. 80% of the ocean pollution originates on land, whether along the coast or on a far island. Contaminants such as chemicals, nutrients, and heavy metals are carried from farms, factories, and cities by streams and rivers, all the way into the bays, from their travel going out to the sea. Meanwhile, marine waste, like plastic especially, are blown in by the wind or washed by the storms, drains, and sewers. Our seas are also sometimes spoiled by oil spills and leaks, whether there's big or a small one. And there's also constantly soaking up carbon pollution from the air, and as a consequence, the ocean absorbs as much as a quarter of man-made carbon emissions.
Agricultural. Not only is the agriculture sector the biggest consumer of global freshwater resources, with farming and livestock production using about 70% of the Earth's surface water supplies, but it's also a serious water polluter. Around the world, agriculture is the leading cause of water degradation. It's also a major contributor of contamination to estuaries around groundwater. Every time it rains, fertilizers, pesticides, and animal waste from farms and livestock operations wash nutrients and pathogens such as bacteria, viruses into waterways.
Oil pollution. Big spills may dominate headlines, but consumers account for the vast majority of oil pollution in our seas, including oil and gasoline that drips from millions of cars and trucks every day. Moreover, nearly half of the estimated 1 million tons of oil that makes its way into the marine environment each year comes not from tanker spills, but from land-based sources such as factories, farms, and cities. At sea, tanker spills account for about 10% of the oil and water around the world, which, while regular operations of the shipping industry through both legal and illegal discharges, contribute about 1/3. Oil is also naturally released from under the ocean floor